At the basic level, using drop lists in your worksheet makes entering data an easy process, avoiding errors and adding interactivity to the project. Creating dependent drop lists multiplies the usefulness by allowing the contents of a second drop list to change based upon your selection from the first list. However, if you are only allowed to select an option for a specific number of times, then it will be helpful to have that option removed from the drop list when we reach the set number of times. I am Nabil Murad. In this project, I show you how to create dependent, diminishing, dynamic drop lists. So let's explore the work situation. This is a week planner for a computer training center. In column A, I have a weekday. In column B, I see the course delivered on each day. We might have multiple courses delivered on the same day. In column C, I want to assign instructors to the different courses. The list of instructors is also available in column A. We do have two conditions. Each instructor is limited to a maximum number of courses per week. This number is available in cell D4, and we change it with a drop list. I want to create a second drop list in each row in column C for selecting an instructor. But if the instructor is already assigned to courses equal to the contents of cell D4, I want that instructor to be removed from the drop list. Only Helen has 2 courses, so her name is not on the list. If I select Nabil, the name won't be available anymore. Although an instructor can deliver up to 2 courses a week, these courses cannot be on the same day, since the instructor cannot deliver 2 courses simultaneously. If this happens, I should be clearly notified to select a different instructor. So if I change the first occurrence of Nabil by Sandra, who has only 1 course, but because both of them will be on the same day, then Excel notifies me visually to change this selection. Now let's build our project from ground up in Excel. Here is my start file. You can download the exercise file and follow along by clicking on the link below this video. In this worksheet, I have a week planner for a computer training center, where I see in column A the weekday, in column B I see the courses that will be delivered on each day, and in column C I see the instructor who will be delivering this course. The list of all instructors is available also in column A from A4 to A11. What I would like to do is to create a drop list in column C for the instructors. But each instructor is only allowed to deliver a maximum number of courses each week. This number is available in cell D4. I want to make cell D4 dynamic so that we can change the maximum number of courses at any time. To make my life easier, I want to create a drop list in column C from which I can select the instructor, but I want the instructor who delivers the maximum number of courses allowed per week to be removed from the drop list, to be excluded from the drop list. And to do that, I need to create a preparation list. My project consists of multiple steps. Step number 1 will be creating the first drop list. Step number 2 is to create a preparation list for the instructors, and this list will exclude the instructors who delivered the maximum number of courses. Step 3 will be using the preparation list in creating my drop list in column C. I also want to create a drop list for the non-working instructors. These should be prioritized when assigning an instructor to a course. The final step of the project, I don't want to assign the same instructor to 2 courses on the same day. So I want to be notified if this happens so that I can change the instructor and assign a different one. Let's get started. Step number 1 is to create my first drop list. A drop list is a data validation list. So to create a drop list, I go to the Data tab of the ribbon, and to the right side of the Data tab, I click on Data Validation. The Data Validation dialog box opens. What would you like to specify? I have 8 options in this list. So when I select List, the source box appears. I put my blinking cursor in the source box, and here I'm going to type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These will be my options from the drop list. When I hit OK, I would have created my first drop list. I can select a different option, but I want to set it to 2. The next step will be creating a list of available instructors. Right now, only Helen and Sandra are working, and because Helen and Sandra are allowed to deliver up to 2 courses, then they are still available to teach. But if one of them is delivering another course, then the name should be removed from the drop list. I start by creating my preparation list that will feed the second drop list. And for this one, I'll be using the filter dynamic array function, equal filter. And then I hit tab. The filter function is asking me, where is the range you want to filter? Where is the array you want to filter? It's the list of names from A4 to A11. And because it's a dynamic array function, then I don't need to lock the cell reference. I hit come, and then it asks me, what would you like to include? Well, I want to count how many courses each one of these instructors delivered. If the name is repeated more than once, then I have to compare it to this original list. So I'm going to use a count function. It's a count based upon a condition. We call it a COUNTIF function. Count if. And then I hit tab. The COUNTIF function is asking about the range to count, and the range to count will be this entire range in column C from C17 to C30. I hit come. What's your condition? My condition is to compare it to the names in column A. So I'm going to select all the names, and I close the bracket for the COUNTIF function. But up to this point, I didn't set the condition that returns a true or a false for the filter function. So I'm asking, is it less than the number specified in cell D4? I'm unable to select D4. I could type it, or I can select the cell above and use my down arrow to select cell D4. Now I'm going to close the filter function. I want to test what this COUNTIF function will be returning. So I put my blinking cursor in the function name to bring the screen tip. This is the include portion. If I click in the screen tip to select it, it has been highlighted. And I want to test it by hitting F9. And look at that. It's returning true for all the instructors. That means all of them will be available. Don't forget to hit Ctrl Z because I don't want to hardcode the truths in my function. So I hit Ctrl Z, and now when I hit enter, I should see the list of instructors available to teach. I hit enter, and I get the list of instructors. What if I assign Tom to the next course? And then I'm going to assign Sandra another time. When I assign Sandra a second time, look at the preparation list. When I hit enter, Sandra is not anymore in the list. I created my preparation list that I'll be using for creating the dependent drop list. But I want the names to be in alphabetical order to make my selection easier. So I'm going to select the function I created, the filter function, and this function lives in the top cell. I select the top cell, cell B4, I put it in the edit mode F2, and I want to sort the result of the filter function. So I'll be using a second dynamic array function, the sort function, that will wrap my filter function. And then when I hit enter, I will have the names sorted alphabetically. The next step is to create a list of non-working instructors, and I'll be using a pretty close function, equal filter. And then I hit tab. What would you like to filter? I want to filter the list of instructors. And then I hit comma. What's your condition? What would you like to include? I want to count the instructors and compare them to the original list. Count if. I hit tab. I select the range from C17 to C30 where I have the instructors assigned to courses. I type a comma and I'm comparing it to the list of instructors in column A from A4 to A11. I close the bracket for the count if and I want to see the non-working instructor. So I say, is it equal to 0? Which means they do not have any assignment. I close the bracket for the filter function and before I hit enter, I want the names to be sorted. So I'm going to wrap my function in a sort function. Sort, I hit tab and then I close the bracket for the sort function. This is a list of the non-working instructors. My next step will be creating a drop list to select the instructor. I select the range from C17 to C30 and I want to create my data validation dependent dynamic diminishing drop list. I can go to the Data tab of the ribbon and click on Data Validation. Alternatively, I'm going to use the shortcut Alt-DL, Tab-L tab. My blinking cursor is in the source box, and I want to refer to the range returned by the dynamic array function. I don't need to select the entire range. I just select the top cell, and I put the number sign, Shift-3 on your keyboard. This is the symbol for a spilled array. When I hit OK, I would have created my second drop list. Let me test. Sandra is already assigned to 2 courses, so if I click on the down pointing arrow to select an instructor, now I don't see Sandra in the list. So let's say I'm going to select Ted. I go to the next one. I can select Tom. Tom is already assigned to a course. Now if I go to the next cell, Tom is not in the list. But is it possible to assign Ted a second time? Yes, because Ted is still below the maximum number of courses. I'm going to select Ted here. Ted is working on a Tuesday. And now I assign Ted to another course on Tuesday. That doesn't make sense. He cannot be delivering 2 courses simultaneously on the same day. So my next step is to create in column D a function that delivers a warning if the same instructor is assigned to 2 different courses on the same day. So I select the range in column D and I create a conditional if function equal if and then I hit tab. I want to count the number of days as I go down in an expandable range to see if I have the same day more than once. And at the same time, I want to count the instructor name in another expandable range. So if the count of the same weekday and the count of the same instructor's name, both of them simultaneously are greater than 1, then the if function should be delivering a warning. I'll be using a countifs function. Countifs, and then I hit tab. What's the first range you want to count? I select A17, and because I'm creating an expandable range, I have to select the same cell one more time, so I hit Shift colon. I want to lock the first cell reference. I don't want to lock the second one, so I type a comma and then I click in the first cell reference, I hit F4, and then I click in the second cell reference, I hit F4 3 times. 1, 2, 3. That locks only the column. So as I go down, the second A17 will become A18, A19, and so on, and that will be an expandable range. What's your condition for this range? My condition is floating as well. So I'm selecting the same cell A17 and I lock it to the column by hitting F4 3 times. That was my first condition. I hit comma. And then what's your second condition? It's the instructor name. I click on cell C17. I want the same expandable range from C17 to C17 so that it expands as I go down. So I hit Shift colon to select C17. I hit comma. I click in the first cell reference and I hit F4 to lock it. I click in the second cell reference and I hit F4 3 times to lock the column only. And then what's your condition in this range? My condition for this range will be cell C17 and I lock the column only so that it's a floating cell reference when I copy down. COUNTIFs. I close the bracket for the COUNTIFs function, and I'm asking, is it greater than 1? That means the same day is repeated and the same instructor name is repeated. That was the first argument of the if function. I hit comma. If this logical test returns a true, what do you want? I want to deliver a text to notify the user, so in double quotation, I'll be typing instructor is already booked. And then I hit comma. What if the logical test is returning a false, which means I don't have the same instructor name twice for the same day? Then in this case, I don't want the warning, so I type double quote, I close the bracket, and then I want to populate this function, so I hit Control Enter. Well, look at that. Ted is assigned twice on a Tuesday, and that's not correct. So what if I select Ted and I change it? Let's say I select this time Melissa, that's fine, the warning disappeared. I'm going to bring Ted back because I want to create a conditional formatting that makes it a lot more clear to me. So I'm going to select the function that I created in column D. I put my function in the edit mode, and to make it easier for me, I'm going to copy the logical test because it's the same exact logical test I'll be using for creating my conditional formatting. I hit Ctrl C to copy, I hit Escape, and now I select the range where I want to create my conditional formatting. I'm selecting all the range from A17 down to D30, and I want to create my conditional formatting. To create a conditional formatting, I go to the Home tab, I click on Conditional Formatting, and I select New Rule. Conditional formatting lives in memory. I'm going to create a conditional formatting by using a formula. If this formula delivers a true, the formatting will pop up. So I select Use Formula. I put my blinking cursor in the box under Formula. I type an equal sign and I paste Ctrl V. I click on Format. What would you like to do? I want to create a simple fill color and I'll make it orange. So I select orange. When I hit OK twice, I would have created my conditional formatting rule. Now let's test. If I change Ted and I select a different name, let's say Nabil, now I don't see the orange color and the warning disappeared. In this project, we created a drop list from which we select the maximum number of courses each instructor can deliver. We also created a second dependent drop list. If an instructor is delivering the number of courses set in the first drop list, the name of the instructor is removed from the list. That required creating a preparation list. Along the way, we created a list of non-working instructor. For both lists, we used dynamic array functions, and then we created a conditional if function to deliver a warning if we assign the same instructor twice on the same day. And finally, we created a conditional formatting rule. So if I assign the same instructor twice on the same day, the conditional formatting will pop up to notify me to change the instructor. And if you enjoyed this training video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel and ring the bell to be notified when new tutorials are released. The best is yet to come. Thank you for watching and see you next time.